be. But that's a great
They have the players for it.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's okay. I was just going to say that's a great way to lead into the divisional round of the playoffs. We've got 4 games this weekend, then we've got conference championships, and then the Super Bowl coming up. I will say, after our Super Bowl picks last week, pretty sure all of our teams are still alive. From the teams that we picked going into the wild card weekend, all of our teams lived. Mine didn't play. That's how you survive a week.
Yeah,
people.
I think
when
Bucks
you pick the.
on mine.
Oh, sorry. Shoot. Okay, dang it. All right. Well, never mind. But first game we've got, because they always play at this time, Houston Texans on Saturday at 3:30. It's just what they do.
True.
Houston going to Kansas City. Lions don't matter because we're doing simply the money lines. We're just picking money lines here. I'll lead us off, and I think this one will probably be a sweep, if I had to guess. I mean, Texans look good, and recency bias, I'm like, man, Texans defense look good. I haven't seen the Chiefs offense play in almost 3.5 weeks. Do I want to go Texans? No, I do not, because Andy Reid, with time to prepare, is a different animal. He's just an absolute different animal. So I will be taking the Chiefs at home to win this football game. Colin?
I'm obviously going Chiefs as well. But the one thing is these two teams just played, like, what?
Yeah.
A month and a half ago?
It was a beatdown.
And we talked about the emotional roller coaster of Stroud without Tank Dell. Well, that happened in this game, I'm pretty sure. So now they got to go back there. When they played a few weeks ago, it was 3.5 for the spread. I think now it's like 7.5.
7.5 for this game, yeah. They won by 8 last time.
They won by 8 last time. So obviously we're not doing spreads this week, but I'm going to take Kansas City at home. There's 2 people, Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes. I don't care. Well, rest doesn't really matter for coach, but I'm not going to care about rest or rust for Patrick Mahomes.
No, he'll be ready.
That's just silly.
Yeah, agreed. Addison?
Yeah, I'm taking Kansas City as well. I mean, I'm pretty much probably picking them until the Super Bowl if they're alive.
Picking them to win.
It's Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. It's Andy Reid, like you said, with the bye week. It's Kansas City against a team they've already beat once, and the team is in a worse shape than they were when they played, just injury-wise. Because, I mean, Tank Dell getting lost in that game, but they had him at the start, and he made an impact because he scored a touchdown. But
30-yard touchdown. Got hurt on it.
Yeah, got hurt on it. But we'll see this week, but I just think Houston, it was a good story because I was down on them, and they played a damn good game against the Chargers. You're running into a different beast in Kansas City, so I'm going KC money line if you're giving me that all day.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Kansas City lost 38-0 against Denver.
Not wrong.
Give me Kansas City right here. Obviously, that was a way different game. Kansas City right here, even with the 20-plus days of rest. I feel like, how do they do in week 1 every year?
Yeah.
They usually kill it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not like they're playing the Detroit Lions of last year. They're playing the Houston Texans of this year, who are, let's be honest, hobbling into the playoffs. Last week they had a great game against the Chargers team. They were playing at home. They were playing a Chargers team that didn't have the weapons like Hopkins, Marquise Brown, like
Xavier Worthy, Travis Kelce.
Exactly.
Kelce's going to have 100 yards.
Yeah,
100%.
It's playoffs.
Yeah, it's playoffs time.
I'm going to take Kansas City here pretty comfortably. I would love for the Texans to knock them out. I would love to have everything to.
It'd be fun if we had some change up.
Yeah,
it'd be fun if we had some change up.
But let's be realistic. I mean, the Chiefs have probably been preparing for Houston at least. I mean, they had two realistic options to play.
Yeah, right.
One of them they've seen twice.
One of them they've already played twice and beaten twice.
Exactly. So it was either LA or Houston, who they just beat recently, who they already had work done on. They already have homework getting ready for, and within these 20 days, they probably knew it's come down to these two teams. Like they're not preparing for both.
Yeah, they're right.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
No, they got a game plan.
They've been watching film on these two teams for a month.
Seeding's been almost locked up for a while.
Yeah.
So. I think they have a lot going for them, especially in the preparation aspects. Give me Andy Reid versus D'Amico Ryans. Andy Reid's winning 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah, agreed. All right, next up that Saturday night, we've got the Washington Commanders taking on the Detroit Lions. Colin, I'll start with you on this one. Who you like in this one?
It's going to be a hate watch as well because I hate Washington, and Detroit kind of ran it up on my boys.
True, they did.
This year, kind of dicks. But obviously, I'm going the home team, going with the Lions. I just think they're just going to outclass them in every facet of the game.
Yeah.
Make it short and sweet.
I like that. Addison.
Yeah, the Cinderella story eventually is going to run out. Glass slippers got to come off. So give me the Detroit Lions, and you pretty much said it. I mean, how do you pick against them? They won 15 games, and they just look unbeatable. And if David Montgomery, I don't know the question of his health, but they wanted him back the last week of the regular season. Yeah. And now they've had a bye week on top of it. I'm assuming if he's going to be healthy, he's probably playing at least somewhat in this game. Give me the Lions regardless. I mean, I think unless Goff has an absolute stinker, and even then, they've shown they can win when he has a stinker.
When he throws 4 or 5 picks.
They won a game with 5 picks from Goff this season. So give me the Lions. I think the Commanders will keep it close for a while. I just think it's going to be too much when the Lions score every single possession.
Every single drive. Yeah. Sage.
Yeah, like y'all said, it's a different beast in Detroit right now. And especially, they're going to be bumping in Detroit. That atmosphere is going to be... I'm not going to say it's too much to handle for Jaden Daniels, because obviously he's a psycho.
He is a freak.
But there's 52 other guys, and it might be too much for them over there. It's going to be hard going up against an offense that just likes to put up points. Is there a chance David Montgomery plays?
I think it's on the table. I don't think he's ruled out.
I seriously think that they were considering playing him in week 18.
I mean, honestly, even if Jahmyr Gibbs is so good.
Oh, he's amazing.
20 touchdowns this year.
People might even say it's better just to give Gibbs
all the touches, man.
Oh, yeah. I can absolutely see that. But I think it does add another element to their game. Where, gosh, like, there's even this guy might come back and you have to defend one more great player on this great offense. You know? But hey, I mean, Detroit's defense, we've seen how it's been these past few weeks, and if there's any letdown there, I mean, Jaden Daniels has the potential to make it a close game.
He does.
But even then, I believe in Detroit. You know, like even then, their firepower is just so much.
I mean, Commanders fan retort is, hey, we had a game where we scored on every single possession. Actually, 2 in a row.
2 in a row.
But they were against the G-men and the Bengals.
Right.
So.
Bad defense.
But Lions
defense has been getting got. I mean, they gave up what? So if you just look at their last 5 games, 31 to the Packers, 48 to the Bills, 17 to the Bears, 34 to the Niners, and then 9 to the Vikings, who Sam Darnold turned into a complete pumpkin. I really want to take the Commanders. Like, in my head, I'm like,
take the
Commies. I want to do it. But I just don't see it happening. I just can't. Tampa Bay was just overmatched. I will say Tampa Bay beat Detroit. Washington beat Tampa Bay. Transitive property. Washington should win. No. Detroit is going to be so loud. Like, Detroit's a dome. All of that crowd noise is going to be reflected down. Jaden Daniels, I think if he can keep this game close, if this game goes into the 4th quarter and it's a 3-point game, 1-score game, I might be looking at Commanders' money line like, what can I get on this? What kind of juice we got? But it's interesting to me that the line on this game opened at 5.5 and it's now 9.5. It is almost doubled in, what is today? Tuesday? In 2 days? It's doubled in 2 days? That's crazy.
Because of David Montgomery.
All the money. Yeah, David Montgomery's worth 4 points. All of the money's on Detroit. I'm going to follow the money. I'm going to take Detroit on the money line.
When you talk about Detroit's defense last few weeks, since Thanksgiving, their offense has put up 30+ in every game.
Yeah, they just have to score. Yeah, they just have to score.
So can Jaden Daniels play mistake-free? Can they score touchdowns when they get down there?
And can Jaden Daniels play mistake-free? I don't know. Some of those throws in the Bucs game, do you even see the defender, bud? Because there's a couple throws where I'm like, man, he threw it with a guy right there, and
it just got lucky.
And it's like, I mean, hey, that's every quarterback. But still, it's like, hey, the Lions, man, if they get one, Kerry Joseph will pick that bad boy off. Guarantee that.
Yeah, I mean, we're just praising their defense over there, like with a whole bunch of no-name guys. But no-name guys can only take you so far. I mean, a few weeks ago, they damn near lost to the Saints.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know? They were a 2-point conversion away.
Won by 1 point. And that was only a couple weeks after they gave up 34 to Cooper Rush and the Dallas Cowboys.
Exactly. And Kenny Pickett almost beat him.
And Kenny Pickett almost beat him, too. Yeah. I mean, they gave up 33 in that game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see. It's impossible. If we were doing spreads, Commanders plus 9.5 would be a live play.
Yeah.
But it's money line, people, and it's got to be Detroit here.
I'm on the want the Lions to win the Super Bowl so Ben Johnson leaves train.
Yeah, he needs it. If he wins,
they lose.
If they lose, he might stay.
Convinced to stay.
He might stay.
Like, please don't.
And then McCarthy goes to the Bears. We got to talk about that. We'll get to that after we do this.
McCarthy goes to the Bears. Ben Johnson comes to Dallas.
You guys are getting you guys are doing like Dion. And you're trading Dak to the Colts.
Yep.
And you're getting Shador because you're going to eat some of Dak's contract to get some capital from the Colts. And then you'll use that capital to trade
move up. Yes.
And then I host a bonfire.
Yep. And we'll talk about that. Let's get into Sunday's game. We've got the Rams coming off a impressive win over the Vikings, going to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. Line is Eagles -6. Addison, your Eagles. What do you like in this one?
Yeah, I like the Eagles in this one. I think the Rams played a decent enough game against the Vikings, but we pretty much touched on it when we broke the game down. Vikings really lost that game big time. Rams just did enough to make it ugly. I think the Eagles will not give the Rams an opportunity to make it ugly. I expect Saquon Barkley. The front seven of the Rams have been playing better, but they're young and going against the best offensive line in football. So best of luck to you with Saquon behind it, because he's running like a machine right now. And if Jalen Hurts has to perform passing, we'll see. That's a question. But can the Rams offense sustain points constantly? I don't think so with the way they played and how they struggled on third down against the Vikings. they struggle on third down like that, this is going to get ugly. So give me the Eagles money line. I think it could get pretty bad.
Okay. I'm going to go against you. I'm going to take the Rams in this game. I'm going to take the hot hand Rams here because, I was impressed, but also not impressed with their game over the Vikings. It just felt like they were obviously a good matchup against the Vikings. They beat them twice this year. Vikings lost 4 games. 2 of them were to the Rams. Rams were kind of in that playoff. They've been in the playoff mode for a while. Beating the Bills was a huge win for them. They got absolutely smacked by the Eagles earlier this season. But man,
255
from Barkley. Barkley went crazy. He went crazy.
Let the young guys eat.
I'm just going to ride with the better coach. I'm going to take Sean McVay because I don't like Nick Sirianni. Basically, that's all I have to it. I don't like Nick Sirianni. The Eagles' offense wasn't super good against the Packers' defense, and the Packers couldn't score points. We're going to need more from Hurts. The Rams are going to score more than 10 points. Eagles have to step it up offensively. We'll see if they can. I'm excited to watch it. I'm just going to be different and take the Rams here because I got a game to give. We can't agree on everything. Colin, who do you like?
Well, I don't like the team. I'm going to take the
Eagles.
I'm going to take Philly here. They just seem too much, especially at home. Talk about that game several weeks ago. Saquon, 26 carries, 255 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think 2 of those touchdowns.
Yeah, they were both 70-yard touchdowns.
Yeah,
72 and 70.
Yeah.
Just goes crazy. I just think they out-physical the Rams as well. Stafford, 0 pocket mobility whatsoever.
He's one of the quarterbacks that the sack percentage taken where it's his fault is extremely high because he just has no mobility.
They can't get out of the pocket at all.
Yeah, and I think Philly's defense shows up yet again. So last week I tried to be different, take the Packers because I was still hurt from what they did to our faces last year. And this week I'm going to not be as dumb. I'm going to take Philly at home.
Okay. Sage.
I gotta go with Philly right here too. I mean, I like the Rams. I think they're putting up great numbers for the team they have. I think they're probably a little lower level, but like still like playing over expectation.
Yeah.
You know, and I love that for them. But Matthew Stafford's just been a little too up and down for me this season. You know, I mean, he did put up 40 some points and beat the Bills recently, but also 2 games after that he put up less than 200 yards.
Yeah.
You know,
12 points against a bad team.
What Matthew Stafford am I getting here? You know, there's been games where they haven't scored a touchdown, you know, and I think I'm going to keep on the same train where I'm going to roll with the team that is going to be the most physical, and that's the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, their fans are even more physical.
They are.
So I'm going to go with Philly right here. I think it's a pretty safe call right there. I hope I'm proven wrong, honestly, because I think that'd be a great upset. I think it'd be a great game.
Love the Rams against Detroit in the NFC Championship.
Exactly. I think that would be so fun.
Love that.
Imagine it was Commanders-Rams.
Ooh, that would be gross. But they have to play in Arizona because the fires. That would be so weird.
That would be weird.
Okay, so you 3 on the Eagles, and I'll ride with the Rams. Come on, boys.
All right,
big one. This is really the game where it's like, I mean, last week we talked, the first 3 games were all obvious, even though we were all wrong on the Chargers. This is probably the one game this week where you look at it and you can say, I genuinely am not sure who wins this game.
Yeah, spread's 1.
Spread's 1 point, and for the road team, for the Ravens on the road, it opened Bills -1, now it's Ravens -1. It's a tight game, man. It's between the 2. I think 2 of the hottest teams in football right now. Truthfully, I think like you watch these 2 teams play and you're like, how do these teams lose? Well, one of them has to lose in this football game. It's just unfortunate that it has to happen now and not in the AFC Championship.
It truly is a travesty we're getting it this early.
Yeah, it's early, but I love it. I love it. Who gets to go play in the Arrowhead Invitational for the 7th straight year?
Yeah.
That's what this comes down to. Addison, I'm going to start with you.
I'm going to be the hater of Sage and go Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, there it is.
But it's between the 2 MVP candidates. I mean, I think it was Tony and Jim saying that the game should impact the MVP. I hate that.
It's a regular season
Get
award.
the hell out of here with that.
Shut up.
I don't like that. But I do like this quarterback matchup. Obviously, it's the 2 best quarterbacks this season, and Allen and Lamar, and it's the 2 teams that have that best chance, obviously, at upsetting the Chiefs and doing something crazy and winning the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Baltimore, with the way their run game is played as of late and relying on Derrick Henry, it's just how do you stop that? I don't know if there's honestly a way to you just try to slow it down as much as you can. He's going to have an impact regardless, but the Bills' offense, with being as balanced as it is, I don't think it's going to be all on Josh Allen's shoulders. We'll see, and when push comes to shove, the Ravens do like to get away from their game plan when things get scary later in the playoffs. So I'm just going to go with what has been the past, and that's obviously not the future. We'll see, but I'm going Bills here, and it's going to be a damn good game.
Great game.
This is going to be.
I love that it's the last one.
Yeah.
Colin.
This is a tough game to some. Not so tough, I don't think, for myself. Before the playoffs started, I said Ravens-Eagles for my Super Bowl, and what I saw last week obviously didn't change that. Obviously, Buffalo, great game at home against Denver.
Ravens are a great game.
But I'm going to take the Ravens on the road. In these tight situations, I know Lamar's playoff success, but you look at Josh Allen's playoff success, and you look at Buffalo against winning teams this year, you look at Baltimore against winning teams this year, and you look at that Week 4 matchup, obviously much different circumstances, much different location in Baltimore versus in Buffalo. But I'm going to take those Baltimore Ravens. I think their defense is humming, and then you look at that rushing attack on the flip side. Can't really load the box when you have Lamar Jackson.
Because that read option, how do you stop it?
Can you even afford a spy?
Right. Can you even afford that?
Can't afford a spy.
Zay Flowers should play.
And the way he's been throwing the ball this year as well. I mean, I know Lamar's been good in the past, but this year he's really been even better. So I'm going to take the Ravens on.
Yeah, Colin, you said it before Sage goes, because I know you're a big Ravens fan, obviously. But the defense coming on as of late, that was the question.
Yes.
Can the defense figure it out to go along with the lead offense?
Yep.
And if that's the case, holy shit.
Yeah.
And sorry, last thing about the quarterback, success of the playoffs. Someone has to lose eventually. Only one quarterback wins. Ben Roethlisberger's first round record 3-5. He won 2 Super Bowls. Is he bad? First round record was 3-5.
Yeah.
So it's just I get it. Someone's got to lose.
Someone's got to lose, and
no one's gonna have the best. I don't know.
Did he win 2?
I thought
it was only one.
Was it
one?
Was
only one. The touchdown to Antonio Holmes.
Oh, they lost to Green Bay though. They made 2.
No, they won 2.
Yeah, they
beat
beat
Cardinals way early.
Yeah, he was the quarterback of that for
right.
Buses last year. He won 2.
Okay.
You're right.
Nice. Good call. That ball knowledge.
All right. Sexual predators.
He does.
I am riding with Colin on the Ravens in this game, man. I just like Buffalo. Like you said, Buffalo's record against teams with good teams this year, not good. They had a pretty easy run.
Yeah.
As far as the opponents that they played, not spectacular.
Those 2 wins though are who? Lions and Chiefs.
Lions and Chiefs, yeah, they're 2-5 against good teams.
What are their losses though?
Yeah,
Ravens by 25, but that was early again, super early in the season. But I liked how the Ravens will be able to control the clock, unlike Denver. Denver couldn't; they didn't have a run game. That's what the Ravens are. They're a running team, 300 yards rushing essentially in this past week against Pittsburgh, who knew they were going to run the ball. Not a shock here, guys, and you still can't stop them. Buffalo's defensive line is really good. Ed Oliver, Rousseau, AJ Epinesa, Matt Milano's playing. They've got their team ready to go. There are no excuses in this football game. There can't be. There's no one huge missing in this game. I just like the Ravens and Lamar Jackson to make one more play. This is one of those teams. The Bills struggle against the AFC North. Bengals, Ravens in the playoffs. That's who they lose to before losing to the Chiefs eventually. And that's just how the story plays out, man. It's just how the story plays out.
You said it with the clock time. The Bills had those long drives I talked about. Multiple of those resulted in field goals. Ravens' long drives against the Pittsburgh Steelers resulted in touchdowns. It's it's 3 versus 7.
Talking yourself out of it?
No, I'm still writing down. Let's see what you pick.
I'll say real quick before Sage goes. I know we're delaying Sage going here. Just talking about the running attacks. What defense can limit the other rushing attack? Because Buffalo, big success last week. James Cook obviously imposed his will, and then you got Derrick Henry, Lamar on the other side. The Ravens are averaging 7 yards of play this year. Which is ridiculous.
Insane.
I think it's 3rd all time.
Yeah.
It's 3rd all time right now.
That's crazy.
That's stupid. That is genuinely stupid.
How do you stop them 4 tries for 10 yards if they're getting 7 a play?
You can't.
I mean, they're averaging damn near 6 yards a carry.
Yeah.
That's crazy to average almost 6 yards a carry for an entire season.
Elite.
Yeah, elite offense, and the defense is just now figuring it out. It's like, here we go. It's going to be wild when they lose to the Chiefs in the championship game. It's going to be devastating. Devastating. I'm sick of the Chiefs. Sage, tell us about this game.
Yeah, all right. I've been thinking about this game for a month now.
Yeah, because this has been what we've been building towards. No one was going to catch the Chiefs. It was going to be Ravens, Bills.
We knew we were going to play each other sometime in the postseason, and it came a week early. And you know what? I'm here for it, right? This is exactly what we wanted. We wanted to go into Buffalo. We want to show we can go through the gauntlet and win these games, right? We already played them once this year. Week 4, we won 35-10. We were 1-2, as you already mentioned during that during earlier. We were 1-2, and they were 3-0, right? Our backs were against the wall, and now everyone's back is against the wall.
Yes.
This is a must-win, obviously, for everyone involved. Before then, though, here's where the defense was. Weeks 1 through 10, the Ravens' defense was 25th in scoring, 27th in total defense, 32nd in pass defense, 30th in third down percentage, 20th in red zone, 26th in opponent passer rating. Since then, weeks 13 to 18, first across the board.
Yep, look out.
Across the board.
That's nice.
Turn it on.
And that all happened.
I know.
They stopped playing Eddie Jackson.
Yeah. Eddie Jackson, get out
we stopped playing Eddie Jackson. Marcus Williams is benched.
Yeah.
Literally, he was inactive last week.
That's crazy.
But
hey.
And we're paying him a lot of money.
That's tough.
Yeah, like this defense right now is what's getting me excited. You know, All Pro Kyle Hamilton, Marlowe, Roquan Smith. We still got Nnamdi Madubuike. You know, Michael Pierce is catching picks.
Yeah, right.
I mean, we're turning it on at the right time, and there's a lot of players on the Bills saying it's not the same. Like we're getting Matt Milano back. You know, we didn't have Amari Cooper last time. Where our whole defense is different.
Yeah,
you know. We've added and subtracted Deontay Johnson in that time.
Right.
And since then, like Lamar is playing a different brand of football. He is not scared to run. He is not scared to pass. He's not scared to do anything in this game. And that's why I am going to stick with Baltimore right here. You know, I said during the playoffs, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and I'm going to put my name next to Baltimore's name every single week.
Yep.
I'll give you a tip off for next week if we advance. I'm taking Baltimore against Houston. No, I'm kidding.
Against Houston. That would be crazy.
No, like this is the game. This is what I'm so excited for. I can't even like think about stats right now because I'm just like giddy about everything about this game. It's going to be the most exciting. Obviously, a lot of Bills fans are saying, "Oh, well, you guys got to go up against Matt Milano." Well, we take on Myles Garrett, Trey Hendrickson, and T.J. Watt twice a year.
You go up against studs.
Not too worried about Matt Milano in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Not saying he's not a great player. He's a good player.
Stud.
Yeah. No, it's just not the same.
Exactly.
Not the same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But with the Bills, their rushing game has been dramatically better from years past.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, James Cook led the NFL in rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, incredibly impressive. Ty Johnson catching balls out of the end zone.
I don't know. That was a close one. I don't know.
That was close.
I don't know if he had possession.
I think the hand is any need.
I think so.
I think the hand is any need.
It's close. I was like, I mean, it didn't change anything because it was an ass kicking anyways.
Yeah, I think we'll see a lot more Ty Johnson this game because Ray Davis went out of the game.
Yeah.
Hospital ball.
Yeah, for real.
Which drives me crazy. Like, I get protecting players, but when the quarterback drastically overthrows the player and the defender has like a yard and a half.
Brandon, he didn't have any time to react. He even tried to like duck out of the way and he still smoked him. It's like, it can't be a flag.
I know. He did try, and I hate that because when these guys are the biggest athletes on the
they're running as fast as they run.
As fast as they can. You can't stop on a dime at 4.5.
No, and he didn't head to head. It wasn't a quarterback sliding like Aziz Al-Shair, who punched the quarterback in the head. Punched or Labakaki punched him in the head. That guy sucks.
Yeah.
That guy sucks.
He's the new Sue.
Yeah, he's the new Dominican Sue.
Yeah.
But that's going to be such a good football game to wrap up the divisional round before we get into the conference championships. So, cannot wait for those football games.